The developers of a game I've already covered, Pixel Piracy, are back, this time with a new game much more refined than their previous project. I'm ChocolatierGames with ComputerFiguur's Network, and today I'm going to be talking about Pixel Privateers. Pixel Privateers is a 2D side-scrolling RPG/strategy game in which you control a platoon of space marines that do missions going to different planets and taking out the enemies in those planets, sometimes with a few extra missions such as scanning environments and collecting items. The first thing I noticed when I booted this up is that the combat was much more streamlined from Pixel Piracy, where I guess streamlined might not fit quite well, more as improved. Instead of last game where it was a very set it and forget it method where you would just guide your characters to the enemies and then that was it, this one has pseudo quick time events where you can get extra bonuses for your attack power and healing for your troops. You can sort of use power-ups that each character has due to their class. Example, the scout can turn invisible and do a dagger strike of some sort once they're behind an enemy, and things like that that really keep you more involved in the overall combat. The way that you get these classes is through different items that you'll put on your player, and it is much easier to get and put items on your player than it was previously. The easiest way to describe it is that it's a lot more streamlined. The items are easily accrued, you can get them through looting and through purchasing, and then you can turn around and immediately equip them as soon as you get back to your ship. It shows with a simple red X which ones you cannot collect and put on, and it shows you which stats are better and worse on each item. This seems like a pretty simple no-brainer thing to include, but it's much improved over Pixel Piracy, where you weren't always quite sure which items were better and worse. The quests are much more interesting in Pixel Privateers, whereas in Pixel Piracy it would usually just be go to the area, kill the dudes. This one still has those elements, but as I mentioned, it has side things that you need to do also to leave, such as scanning rooms for anomalies or collecting brain chips from the cyborgs and things like that. Then you will distribute that to your AI system in the ship, and you'll get either matter, which you can use to revive teammates, fuel, which can get you to other planets, or items, which you can equip onto your character. The AI is interesting because it gives the ship a lot of personality, and the ship itself has a lot of personality. The best way that you can see this is by going to the bar in between missions, where you'll see a little band performing sort of rock songs that really sound pretty good, albeit the singer's voice can be a little bit annoying even if it is cute for a while. The whole ship feels much more alive as they've abandoned the sort of survival crafting elements of the previous game. I'm a big fan of this, and I'm really glad they got rid of the crafting elements and replaced it with a little bit more in the combat and customization area. Now, the overall pixel art is pretty average. The sprites are not awesome, and overall, a lot of the enemies and stuff aren't super memorable. That being said, the environments are beautiful, and the VFX are amazing. Things like once you kill an enemy and the embers fly off of it look beautiful, similar to things you'll see in the trailer for The Last Night. The animations are cute, where instead of having individual legs that will step from area to area, your whole body will shift from left to right, making it very silly and funny as that happens. The sound effects are okay and slightly above average, although they are a little bit stock pixel graphic sounds, sort of stock retro sounds, and aren't really much more than that. The music, however, is awesome, as it was string-heavy orchestral tracks that really gave you that sort of vibe at the space sci-fi movies, where you would see like the whole orchestra tracks by people like John Williams as they would compose these things, and you really felt like you were going on an adventure with this music playing. Overall, this game was a pretty big adventure. It was fun and enjoyable and a vast improvement from Pixel Piracy. I wish the sprites on the characters and enemies were a little bit better, but the environments are beautiful, the quests are more interesting, the customization is easier, and it earns itself an 8 out of 10 with a label of lively. If you like these reviews and want to hear more, consider supporting me on Patreon, where for just $1 or more per month, you can make reviews like this keep happening. That is patreon.com/ChocolatierGames, and the link is in the description. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.